Today, we flip the calendar and bid farewell to April's showers in favor of May's flowers as the 5th month of 2024 begins. Yes, May is here. The month of college graduations, Mother's Day, Memorial Day cookouts, and according to our GBH colleague, Edgar B. Herwick III from the Curiosity Desk and the Culture Show, it's as good a time as any to work up some trivia and some fun facts.
Yeah, because why not?
Why not?
We'll use May as inspiration. Do you have strong feelings about May one way or the other?
I love Memorial Day cookouts. Okay. It's the beginning of summer, or unofficially.
I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah, the tulips are in bloom. I love that.
Okay. All right, so you're a tulip person.
Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about flowers in a little bit.
Okay.
One of our questions. But are you ready to do this? Should we play some May-themed trivia?
Sure.
All right, so these are all true and false questions. So you got a 50-50 shot on all of these.
Alrighty.
All right, so let's go. Here we go. First question. Here we go. True or false? In any given year, no other month begins or ends on the same day of the week as May does. So today's a Wednesday, right? So no other month this year will start on a Wednesday.
True.
Is that true? You think that's true?
I think it's true.
Both beginning and ending?
Yes.
You still think it's true?
I still do.
It is true.
Nice.
I couldn't shake you. I thought if I gave you that, you might be shook. No, it's just kind of one of these fun quirks of the calendar. June actually never begins on the same day as any other month. And September never ends on the same day as any other month. But May never begins or ends on the same day as any other month.
All right. Now I'm feeling good.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Let's go right into question number 2 then.
Okay.
All right. True or false again. Here we go. True or false? We're not really 100% sure where we got the name May for the 5th month. We're not 100%, we don't have 100% certainty as to why we call this month May.
False.
I'm going to have to say that's probably true.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean, we kind of do, but there's basically 2 explanations for it. So we get May, like we get the names of all of our months from Latin. You know, I think we've talked before about calendars here, and our calendar is based originally on the Julian calendar. Anyway, so the month in Latin was called Maius, and Maius is a reference to Maia, who was a Greek goddess. I think she's the mother of Hermes and the daughter of Atlas or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I think, as many people know, the Romans kind of adopted the Greek gods and sort of renamed them sometimes. But there's this Roman god, this Bona Dea, I think is her name. She's a goddess of bounty and growth. And she's associated with Maya, and her feast back in the days of the Roman Empire was in the 5th month. And so some people say, or one of the explanations is that Maius is a reference because of the feast day of this particular goddess. But there's another explanation which comes from, which I like better, personally. This comes from Ovid, the Roman poet, and he says that basically the names for May and June are related. That May is a reference to the elders, or the mayors, as they would have been called in Latin. And then June is a reference to the young people, and that would be juniors or juniors. So the majors and the juniors, May, June. So we're not 100% sure which is right, but both pretty good explanations. So you are kind of right because we definitely got it from Latin. So in that way of thinking, you were correct.
I'll take it.
All right, great. Shall we keep going?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's call it 2 for 2 for you and see if we can keep it rolling. Go 3 for 3. All right, ready? True or false? The Mayflower is Massachusetts' state flower.
Ooh. False. No!
It's true. This one, there's no wiggle room on this. It is actually true. It is the state flower.
Okay.
So it's native to this area. In fact, it's native to most of the east of North America. As we see, that's a Mayflower right there. Pink leaves, sometimes white leaves on these flowering, sort of trailing shrubs, as they're called. Apparently, they're very hard to grow. But they kind of exist in the wild better. And apparently they're also very fragrant. They're a beautiful fragrance. But here's my favorite thing about the Mayflower as the state flower. In the Massachusetts General Laws, Title I, Chapter 2, Section 7, this lays out that the Mayflower is the state flower, and also says basically that it is illegal to disturb a Mayflower or destroy a Mayflower or injure a mayflower if it's anywhere on public property, okay? So if you do that, you can be fined up to $50. Then it goes on to say, and this is my favorite part, that if a person does it while, quote, in disguise or secretly in the nighttime, they can be fined double. They can be fined up to $100. So if you are going to disturb mayflowers on public property anywhere, first of all, don't do it. It's against the law. You could be charged $50 for that. But definitely don't do it in disguise or under the cover of night.
I'm getting a flashback from a first grade project. And
where you go out and destroy mayflowers?
No, where I had to know that the mayflower was the state flower. And now my teacher, Mrs. Lack, is going to be really upset. So
let's hope that we don't hear from your teacher.
I think we got time for one more.
All right, let's do one more. True or false? True or false?
Yeah.
The distress call, mayday, was adopted following the 1894 Mayday riots in Cleveland, Ohio.
True.
False.
Oh.
But we'll give you half credit because there were Mayday riots in Cleveland in 1894. Mayday is, of course, also Mayday is the 1st of May. It's also International Workers' Day, and this is something that started in the late 1800s. The labor movement at the time, they were really fighting for an 8-hour workday. There was a lot of unrest around a lot of these through many of for decades, really, including 1894 in Cleveland. Economic times were tough. There were rallies. They devolved into madness. People were destroying things. All of this stuff was going on. So that did happen, but it's completely unrelated to the term Mayday. Now, the term here we see some images of some of these labor riots that happened around International Workers' Day or May Day or May 1st. But the Mayday signal, and I love this little fact, too. This comes in the 1920s in England. So there was a guy who was working at an airport with a great name, Frederick Stanley Mockford. Oh. Frederick Stanley Mockford comes up with this idea of Mayday as a distress call. He was sort of asked to come up with something. You know, voice communication is just coming up in planes. And so he is working at an airport in Croydon, and most of the traffic is between there and Paris. Okay. And so he decides Mayday would be a good word because it's the phonetic equivalent of the French Mayday, M''A''I''D''E', which means help me.
Oh, Mayday. There you go.
Mayday. I don't speak French, but apparently Mayday is a way of saying help me. So he said, we'll go with Mayday. The French will understand it. It's easy to say in English. That sort of gets adopted first in England and then worldwide, and now it's a very well-known distress signal.
And there you go.
There you go.
That's May.
Fun May facts.
With Edgar B. Herwick III. Thank you so much.
Thank you.